Welcome back, everyone. This is Jaronitis bringing you Feed the Beast Unleashed, Episode 8. This would be Episode 9, but I kind of screwed up my recording, and the original Episode 8 wound up an unusable file. I don't know exactly what I did wrong. Hopefully I don't do it again this time. This being the case, you've basically missed an episode of development, and I'm going to have to run over this real quick and let you know what's going on, how things have changed. So, in the last episode, I covered a couple things. We made this powered furnace, which we will show you here how to make it real quick. We put this stuff together. We already had plenty of machine frames. We had the reception coil. We had the copper. The bricks I made real quick, and that was fine. And that's how we made this. The other thing that we did was we actually... Let me check this. Okay, we're still making power. We made this bunch of lasers and this assembly table. We're using these to make gates, and gates can be used to help automate and control things. So the assembly table, we'll show you real quick. A lot of diamonds went into the making of this stuff. So if you don't have a whole bunch of diamonds handy, you're going to have to find some to make this stuff function. So the assembly table is your obsidian, your diamond, your redstone, and a diamond gear. The diamond gear, I used a force gear surrounded by diamonds, so that all you needed was a stone gear surrounded by force ingots to make that, as opposed to going a gold gear surrounded by diamonds. A gold gear is an iron gear surrounded by gold, and an iron gear is a stone gear surrounded by iron. It saved a couple steps to use the force ingot, so that's what I did. The next thing we had to make was some lasers, and we made them with, you guessed it, diamonds. So you use the diamonds, obsidian, and redstone, and that makes the laser. The laser is what makes these things possible. Right, quick, I'll show you how it works. I'm turning the power back on here. The lasers fire down into the assembly table, and the lasers are now constructing a redstone iron chipset, a redstone chipset, a gate, and an autarkic gate. The autarkic gate is what I've been working towards, because that's going to help us get a couple of things going fairly decently. If you want to, you can look up in the NEI down here how you make these things. The autarkic gate is here, and it takes a pulsating chipset, a gate, and a redstone iron chipset. The pulsating chipset is made with redstone and an ender pearl. And the red iron chipset is a redstone and iron ingot. And then, of course, the actual gate is just a redstone chipset, and the redstone chipset is made with just normal everyday redstone. Okay, that being done, I'm going to turn this back to let my battery charge, and we're going to move forward. Trying to think of what else I covered in the last episode. I showed that I had the blaze spawner going. I showed that I had the turtles automatically killing them. We used obsidian pipes down at the foot of the water here, so that when an enemy is killed, the turtles kill the enemy, it drops its items, the items get pushed forward by the water into the obsidian pipes. Obsidian pipes automatically pick up any item that runs across them. So the obsidian pipes would then pick them up, and then I have the obsidian pipes run down over around to this gold chest. We have golden pipe here, we have gold chest, we have obsidian pipe over there, and in between there are some iron pipes. Iron pipes can be set to let items only move one direction with them. You have to use those, otherwise the obsidian pipes will take it in, move it over one, and spit it right back up, and then you won't actually get anywhere. So you have to use iron transport pipes to force the items to go over here to the chest. Okay, let's see, what else did I cover last episode? I don't remember exactly. I got a whole bunch of stuff from killing the blazes. My bots killed them for quite a while. As you can see, I let it run and just let them get killed. I got a whole bunch of really cool drops from the, I call them loot bags, but they're actually called something else in the game. And I cannot remember what that is because... Oh, spoils bag. They were called spoils bags. So the spoils bags have like a 2% chance of dropping from any enemy when killed, and they can contain all kinds of really good stuff. And I got a whole bunch of really good stuff from them. Specifically, I don't think I got anything in here. In the mob drops, I got a bunch of ender pearls. I got a bunch of leather. No, I made the leather. I'll tell you about that here in just a second. I got these heart pieces, which we're going to actually go ahead and not use because I don't have the stuff necessary. I got several enchanted books and several of these safari nets and knowledge fragments and just a bunch of other stuff I can drop from them. I even got some diamonds out of them. Several diamonds. Only about 3 or 4, but, you know, hey, everyone counts, right? So, anyway, so we're going to go ahead and move on. There's several things I want to do. I'm not sure which order to do them in at this point because there's quite a few things I'd like to have happen. I want to get started with my power armor. Because that's going to make it so I can fly and jump great distances and be almost immortal. You still can die, but it takes a heck of a lot. So I want to get started on that because I'm tired of getting blown up. The other thing I want to start on is getting my automated mining system going rather well. I think we're going to go ahead and work on that now since I spent a bunch of time getting the autarkic gates going. And I need to show you guys how that all is going to work. So we're going to go ahead and start by planning that and getting it ready. So we're going to need a whole bunch of stuff, but we'll start out the simple way. We're going to need a bunch of wooden transport pipes. And then the autarkic gates, of course. We're going to need golden transport pipes. We're going to need iron transport pipes. And we're going to need my ender chests. We're going to use green, green, green as my auto sort section. And there are other ways to do this. I just kind of like doing it this way. My way is kind of complicated, but, you know, I think it's fun, I think it's cool, and I'm going to do it this way. And that's just the way it's going to be. So, barrels, I'm going to need more barrels. So we're going to go ahead and, let's see, let's pressure plates. I need slabs. Did I use up all my slabs? Well, I sure don't see any. So let's just do this then. We're going to take out some rubber wood. We're going to use this to make some slabs. And we're going to make a bunch of barrels. We're also going to need some diamond transport pipes. And I'll show you why here in just a minute. Why is this not working? Okay, either I can't use rubber wood or I can't use jungle wood slabs. So let's try with some pine wood. We'll use the jungle wood slabs and some pine wood logs. Okay, looks like rubber wood is not going to work for me. And of course it's the one I have the most of, therefore making it kind of annoying, but that's alright. Don't use this, that doesn't go there. I guess I can use my oak wood logs. I was kind of saving those because I like to keep the oak wood available for certain things, but I guess in this case that's not going to be an option. Alright, 12 barrels should be more than enough. And we're going to put this stuff away. I also won't need this. Oh wait, no, I'm not done with that yet. We're going to make a couple of diamond transport pipes with that. Diamond transport pipes are just made the same way as all the other transport pipes, just a little bit more diamondy. And let's see, we're also going to use, nope, I put those over here, I think. Yes, deep storage units. Okay, now we're gonna go grab my wrench. Yoink. And we're going to go down here and probably won't have to worry about this slime. Nope, don't have to worry about slime. Okay, so what we're going to do is make a very complex system for retrieving and moving items using the transport pipes, using the gates, and using the ender chests. So we're going to have to put a whole bunch of this stuff in place. I'm going to build it, and I'm going to trust that you can pause and rewind and do what you need to do in order to be able to see what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So, we're going to start. This room is actually bigger than I need it to be for what I'm going to do. But we're going to do this. How am I going to do this? I probably should have planned this out a little bit beforehand, and I didn't. I know generally what I want to do, but not exactly how I want to make the functional part of it go. So, and of course I do that wrong. Alrighty, so we're just going to wing it like this. Putting this here to put the initial chest on. And then we're going to take the block out from under it. Now we're going to hook in some wooden transport pipes. To pretty much every surface. And yes, this is going to look very confusing at first, but trust me, it'll work. By the way, that I just broke was my cobblestone deep storage unit, and when you break them, it still shows you what you have in them. So I broke that, and I didn't actually lose the stuff that I didn't want to lose. So that makes me very happy. So the next thing we have to do is we're going to have to hook this thing up. We're going to put a bunch of autarkic gates on it. And the autarkic gates are going to pull items out of that chest and send them down a certain direction. Now I have to control what direction they're going to be sent down with my iron transport pipes. And we're going to actually do this two different ways. We're going to... First we're going to do just the one ender chest and get that situated. And then we're going to add a second ender chest just to make sure that we can pull out stuff fast enough in case we mine things too fast. It'll just make it faster for removing stuff from the chests. So we're going to place a pipe here that's going to connect those two. Then we're going to place a pipe here to connect those, and here to connect those, and then here to connect those, and so on and so forth. Around and around we go. So now let's see. I think that should be fine. Now we're going to use my wrench to direct the pathway that these are going to be forced to take. I'm going to start by putting where we're going to wind up sending these. We're going to put them into this golden transport pipe via right here, and that's how it's going to wind up. So we're going to use my my wrench, and we're going to change this iron pipe. Now, by right-clicking on it right there, it now says that anything that goes into this pipe can only exit right here into this golden pipe, which is exactly the way I want it to be. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put another golden pipe here, and this one, we're going to click this one and make sure that the only way it can have items exit is into this golden pipe. So then we're going to have, let's see, we're going to have this one over here is going to hook in here and then here. See what I said when I said it gets complicated? Once you get it working, it's actually going to work very nicely. But sometimes getting the exact spacing and movement of the items can be a pain. So let's see. Okay, so it's going to pump out of the bottom of the chest, and it's going to come this way. When it enters this, it can only exit that way. That's fine. Now, if it comes out this and goes this way, then we want to make sure that it can only exit. Hello? Okay, we're going to have to do this a different way. We're going to do this. And then we're going to click on that one to let it only exit this way. And then this one to let it only exit that way. Which will go into this one, which will only let it exit this way. So that should be fine. Now let's see. The ones that exit up there can only exit this way. And alright, so we're going to test this real quick and see how it functions. I need to set all of these our target gates to work. And let's see. We're going to set this to redstone signal off, energy pulsar. Basically it's saying if you have no redstone signal, we're going to use an energy pulse. An energy pulse is going to pull an item out. So you can do a single energy pulse, which will pull one item out every time you get no redstone signal, or we can have it emit a redstone signal, but we're just going to go with energy pulsar because that would be the way to make this work correctly. So we're going to change all of these. I should probably do these one at a time and see that they're working, but it's just not chaotic enough for me. We've got to make it really hard to track. So let's see. Nope. Whoops. Redstone signal off. Now you can tell that it's true for two things. This red right here in the center shows on. See, if I change it back, redstone signal on, it's showing that that's not true. Redstone signal off, it is true, therefore it's working. The other way you can tell is the actual gate lights up. The red section here is lit up. If you look, well, you can't really see that one very well. On this one right here, though, oh, okay, I already set that one up as well. Well, let's see. I think I missed the bottom one. Let's assume I missed the bottom one, and we're going to dig in here to fix that one, because I think I missed it. And I did. Okay, so now let's throw some stuff into the chest. Wait a minute, which way is it going to wind up? Uh-oh, nope, can't do that. Can't do that, can't do that. It's going to go up that way, which is going to wind up this way, which is going to wind up over here. But this one right here needs to be switched over to only let items out that way. So this one also needs to be switched out. That way they can't flow up this way and wind up back in here. See, because this golden transport pipe right here is forming a loop. And when it forms a loop, it'll just spit them out into nothing. So we're going to give this an outlet. And actually, I'm going to change this one here to another iron pipe. And say that it can only exit that way. So now we're going to test this. And in theory, it will empty the chest for me. And it's going to put them all out, and it's going to throw them out into nothingness right next to this torch. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. So we're going to shift right click on this. Therefore, that's going to change this ender pouch to link with that ender chest. So now, if I were to be out in the field and find something really cool and want to send it back to my base, all I would have to do is open up my ender pouch, toss it in, and there it goes. Now hopefully this will all wind up coming out the side right here. Now when this stops, what we're going to do is we're going to look and see if there's any items that are continuously stuck bouncing around inside the system. For now, it looks like they're still trying to find their way out. Sometimes they have to bounce through a couple iron pipes a couple times before they figure out which way they're supposed to go. But I do believe we have a functioning system. I think there's a little bit of confusion in right here, but that's not too unexpected. A little bit of confusion is not that big a thing. So it looks a mess, but it works really well, and it doesn't require a whole lot of stuff to do. I think technically there is a sorting machine that is a little bit more complex. And, well, I just don't like complex. Well, not that much anyway. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to arrange for things to be moved in certain ways to certain places. So what we're going to do first, since we know we're going to have the most cobblestone of anything else, we're going to find and put in place a thing that is going to take cobblestone. If you've been following along, then you know that it's going to be this deep storage unit. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put this deep storage unit right here, and then we're going to put a diamond transport pipe right above it. Now, a diamond transport pipe, the reason that the diamond transport pipes are cool is because they have a sorting feature built into them. Now, I'm going to go ahead and place several of these down through here, and we will... You know, it really doesn't look very good like that. I'm going to have to change that. Yep, I don't like this being up off the ground like this. So we're going to change that, and we're going to put this right here instead. So we're going to take a golden transport pipe, we're going to place it here, then we're going to use the diamond transport pipes, and we're going to start them here and move down this way. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put more deep storage units here for the other inevitably large amounts of things that we're going to be getting. So, since this one has cobblestone, we're going to take out one cobblestone. Well, that's not what I meant to do, but that's fine. I don't know, I didn't need to take out any cobblestone, I have some here. So if we right-click on this, it's going to show us, hey, there's all these different color paths. So there is one path, one colored path for every direction that an item can go. In this case, we're only going to have white, black, and red. Okay, so what we're going to have here, in the black section, we're going to put cobblestone. Cobblestone. For some reason, it didn't want to take for a second there. So that means that when any item comes into this pipe, it's going to be put out a different direction, but the only thing that's allowed to exit through the black side is cobblestone. So for the purpose of not letting anything go backwards, we're going to use a golden transport pipe and put it in the white section. That way, anything that comes in here, it can't go back up into the white unless it's a golden transport pipe. So when any item comes through here, when it gets into this pipe, it's going to say, okay, if I'm a golden transport pipe, I go back up. If I'm cobblestone, I go down into the storage. And if I'm not either of those, then I'm going out to the red side. And that's why I'm leaving the red side blank. That means anything can go down the red side. So the next thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to get a couple of other things that we're going to be storing separately. We're going to need some dirt and some gravel. And let's see, what else am I going to find that I'm going to have lots of? Well, for now, I'm just going to leave those other deep storage units empty. I can't think of what I want to put in them at the moment, but I'm sure it'll be something at some point. So this is going to be dirt. So the blue section is going to get a golden transport pipe so that nothing can go back the way it came. And we're going to make the black dirt. So now, as a general test, we're going to take the dirt back out of here, and we're going to throw it and the cobble into the auto sort pouch. And I will rename this auto sort pouch sometime down the line, but as we watch, here comes the stuff through the system. Now, with any luck, this is going to work right, and it's going to come through, and look, the cobblestone went in there, and the dirt, instead of flying out into nothing, is all going down into the deep storage unit. As you can see, it's adding up here. So we now have an auto-sorting ender pouch. So now what we're going to need to do is we're going to have to decide what else can we possibly have that's going to come through here. So the minus side to this is when you're running out and throwing just random things in, it's going to be very hard to determine exactly what you're going to be finding out in the field. I mean, you can find any number of things, and if you find something that it doesn't have a place for it to go, well, they're going to need a general chest at the end, and sometimes if that chest fills up, you'll wind up with stuff tossed out on the ground. And nobody likes stuff tossed out on the ground, so for now, we're going to set this up like this. The ultimate answer to this is the applied energistics system. We don't have one of those available yet. I will be getting one of those available at some point. I just don't know exactly when I'm going to get around to making that. It's on my list of things to do, but that list is pretty extensive at this point. So, alrighty. So, what we're going to need now is we're going to need to decide what's going to go where. So, for the first part of this, what we're going to do is we're going to, first off, going to go here. Oh, wait, that's right. This one's dirt. That means this one's going to be... I hate it when I do that. Okay, so this one's going to be gravel, since we know that that's going to be that way. And we also need to make sure it doesn't go back to the blue path, so we're going to put a golden transport pipe there as well. It's very rare that these things try to go back the way they just came, but it's always better to be safe and make sure that you block that off to only a couple of specific things. So we've got cobblestone, we've got dirt, we've got gravel. So we got 2 more deep storage units. Eventually we'll have something that's going to build up big enough to warrant doing that. But other than that, we're going to have to find what we're going to wind up with. And also, we're going to have to determine what we're going to do at the end of this path if there's a bunch of stuff that doesn't go in any of these barrels. So what I'll probably wind up doing is putting in a couple of chests that will just generally hold anything that comes along. So what I'm going to start with is just some normal chests. In between episodes, I'll take the time to upgrade them all to diamond level chests. That way they can hold a large amount of items. And eventually we'll get, and like I said, the applied energistics system, we will make it so that we'll have an infinite amount of storage. Well, not infinite, but an extremely large amount of storage available in that instance where everything else gets full. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to randomly go and pick up a bunch of stuff from down here, which actually, that reminds me, I need to get my axe and put away some of these transport pipes. I'm going to give you a pretty quick show on how this is actually all going to function. Now, unfortunately, we won't be able to be at both ends of the show at the same time, but as you can see, you drop it in and it's being sucked out. And if we were to run down there real quick, we would see it going through the system as you already saw earlier. So, again, this is not the most efficient way to do this, but this is how I'm doing it for now. And later on, I will use the applied energistics system to make this a lot better, a lot faster, and have a lot more storage. And look, there it goes. So what we're going to do now is we're going to eat some food, and we're going to go down here, and we're going to empty a bunch of chests. And it's going to be a whole lot of cobblestone, unfortunately, but it needs to be done, and it will be a good way to test this, to stress test the system. First, I gotta kill 10 million slimes, because when you mine out lower areas like this, you tend to get overrun with slimes. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do is we're going to chop that. And we're going to chop this. And if I get blown up by a creeper right now, I'm going to get upset. But for the moment, we're just going to run around, chop down some of these until I can't hold anything else, which should be this one. Yep. Get lost, you stupid slimes. Yeah, you too. Come here. I'm not going to have you jumping up and down on my face while I'm trying to offload. Alrighty, so here we go. We're going to dump a bunch of stuff into here. And it's going to take a little bit of time, and now you can see already why I'm going to set up a second ender chest to have items extracted from it, because at this point, doing this way, I can pick up and add items to that chest a lot faster than it can actually pull them out and start sorting them. But for now, we're just going to continue to do it this way. And then we'll just wait a second. Actually, I'm probably going to pick this stuff up, and we're going to go upstairs and look and see exactly how it's functioning and see if it's causing any problems already. We're also running out of time in the episode, so this is a good stress test for now. In between episodes, I will probably add to this storage system. Alright, so let's see, we've got... No, it's not what I meant to do, but that's okay. We can just tell it to sort that back again. And you know, there's just something really fun about watching this happen. I like watching the items go flying through the pipes. Now, since most of this is cobblestone, we can see that the cobblestone's adding up. So the sorting system is actually working exactly as intended. How's that for a shocker? Alright, so now we've got... Oh, see, now this is a problem. We've got coal in several different places. We've also got some ores in several different places. Because with these not having anything specific, it's not being told to put certain items in certain places, it's just going to randomly put them different places. So see, this and this and this are all the same thing, and it's the same thing as this. This is tin ore. So, because we love doing things the special way, this is now going to be tin ore. So tin ore will now no longer get passed right here, it will get tossed into that specific spot. And I just took the coal that I was going to use to do that with something else and tossed it off to the side. Oh well. Anyway, as it's forming new things here, we're going to choose specific places for things to stack up. Like now we're going to take this out and we're going to say, hey, only force gems can go here. And now only force gems will go there. And golly, come on, really? I had a slime follow me all the way up the stairs. Which reminds me, I need to put some sort of barrier or a door or something there so that that doesn't happen again. And now we're going to take out this stuff. And since this is force gems, only force gems will go in there. So I'm going to toss these force gems into the system, and then you'll watch, when they come down through, they will go into this spot and stay there. So, ultimately what we're going to wind up doing is we're going to put another layer. This will go all the way around the room with barrels, with all the various items that we can get through normal mining, of course. You know, we don't want to go too far overboard. I mean, don't get me wrong, we want to go overboard, just not too far overboard. So this is going to be for flint, and this is going to be for quartz, dust, and... well, this looks like a good one for coal, so coal will go there. We don't need one for chests because, well, chests aren't going to be something we're going to be gathering that many of out in the field. And you might think that sounds wrong, but it actually isn't, and I'll tell you why next episode. Because next episode, we're going to hook this sucker up, and we're going to have a fully automated mining setup. We will push a button, and the turtle will go forth and start mining, and he will automatically empty his inventory, which will automatically be sorted out into this area, and then we can come in here and take what we need, move around what we need, and have everything be exactly as we need it to be. So, until next time, this is Jaronitis signing off, and remember, help spread the gaming.